Hi guys, welcome to the Chronicles of Zachary. Of course, I am Zachary. No, but honestly, thank you guys. Really, I have to say, thank y'all for showing up and showing out. I cannot believe that y'all got me this many subscribers. No video out. The girls are not doing it. The boys are not doing it. The theys are not doing it. But y'all are. And for that, it's love. I really was supposed to start this channel with a video dissecting the Grammys, and then the Grammys got postponed till March because they had no contingency plan in place for COVID, which is really kind of like, it's really baffling to me. We have been in a Pacific Ocean for upwards of a year and it's not going anywhere, and no one did anything. No one had a plan B. So the Grammys didn't have a plan B, but I did. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, you will see that I posted two options for story time. I had an accidental homewrecker option and I had Sugar Daddy Gone Wrong. Now I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. Sugar Daddy Gone Wrong did win. It did. But that is not the story I'm telling you today. Right, all right, okay, bear with me. I'll explain why. I am an avid believer in democracy and giving voters the right to decide how they want their lives to be. But let me tell you why I'm not telling you guys that story today. So when I initially posted it, when I come back to check on the results in like 2 hours, someone just got home, I guess. Accidental Homewreck was in the lead, like with a significant lead. And I go back and I check the next day, and then Sugar Daddy Gone Wrong was sweeping the results. And I really didn't understand it. And I had already started mentally preparing myself to tell Accidental Homewreck. I was recollecting the story. I was telling it to myself to make sure I had all my details ironed out. So you guys are gonna hear Accidental Homewreck today, okay? You guys will get Sugar Daddy Gone Wrong soon. When? I don't know. Please don't ask me. I just got here. This is video one. We're gonna take it step by step. What I do want to say, I have, last time I checked, 61 subscribers. When I posted that thing on my story with the options, I received more than 100 votes. Where are you guys at? We're missing some subscribers. So I'm gonna need you guys to get in here and subscribe. Because let me tell you something, those 61 people, they're gonna have seen this before you. Because they're gonna get a notification to their phone, to their email, that hey, the Chronicles of Zachary has posted a new video. But with that being said, I digress. I'll give you guys time to get in here. I know it's a little unrealistic to ask for subscribers and there was no video out, but to the ones who believed in me, I believe in you. But no, really, I wanted to get out here. I wanted to do this because I was just making excuses for myself. Like, today is just a horrible skin day, just in general for me. And, you know, I just told myself, what will the excuse be tomorrow then? You know, what's gonna stop you or prevent you? I literally gave my shift up today so I could do this and focus on this. And the sun has already set and I'm just now getting started, but I'm gonna finish it today. And that is what matters. That is what I will have to hold myself accountable in the future. And beginning is the hard part. So if there's something that you wanna do, if there's something that you want to pursue, go for it and do it. But like, yeah, just go for it. So with that being said, we're gonna get into story time, child. The reason you're all here. So back sophomore year, I met this man in my class. He was, you know, very charming, you know, very mysterious. We sat next to each other in class, but we really didn't ever talk. And then he missed class one day and he came back and he asked me if I would share the notes with him. I was like, yeah, of course, like no problem, I'll send you the notes. So I sent him the notes and he's like, you know, thanks man, appreciate that. I'm like, no problem, bro. You got a code switch with the straight man. So I sent him the notes. We have, you know, no issue or whatever. I'm sitting at home, minding my business, as I always do. And I was on one of the dating apps. I won't say which dating app because I'm afraid that me saying their name or using their likeness could get me sued. and I haven't been monetized yet, so I don't really have a bag to be sued for. What I will say is that sorry, I'm giving away the story, but someone like tapped me on one of these dating apps, and I was like, it was a blank profile, no picture, no name, nothing. I'm like, who the fuck is this? The next thing I know, I get a dick pic. I'm pissed. I do not like getting dick pics. Dicks are so ugly. They are so ugly. I have no desire to look at them. I have a dick. I'll pull my pants down and look at a dick if I want to at any time. And so I was going to block this person because I felt like it was very disrespectful to send me a dick picture in the first place. And as I'm going to block them, then another picture comes in and it's a face. And I'm like, this looks familiar, but it's still not clicking. And so we'll say his name was Spencer. So Spencer's like, hey, it's me, Spencer. And I'm like, oh, Spencer, what's up? And so Spencer's like, you smoke? And I'm like, now, we all know what you smoke means. When a nigga asks you, do you smoke? Okay? If you don't know, ask one of the girls. And when I say the girls, I mean the girls. What you smoke means. Because he wasn't just inviting me over for a blunt. And I knew that. Especially when you led with your dick. Okay? So I was gonna go, I was like, so do you want me to come to you? And he was like, no, I can't have people over. I'm like, okay. So like, he really has intentions of like doing something, because if not, like that wouldn't be an issue. So like, I'm like, okay, wow, Spencer really wants to do some things tonight. So I'm like, okay, well, you can come over here. And he's like, oh, you have roommates? I'm like, yeah, I have 3 roommates. He's like, nah, I can't risk it. I was like, oh God, not a down low, man. How did I get here? And it was unfolding so quickly, but like I was having fun because, like I said, he was really cute. And so he was like, well, I'll just come pick you up and we can ride around. And I was like, just letting you know, like, I'm not into car stuff. I'm not into public stuff. I'm not trying to be registered as a sex offender to help a man bust a nut. That probably wasn't going to help me bust a nut. No. So I'm like, okay, why don't you just come and pick me up or something? We'll figure out something on the way. So he comes, picks me up, we ride around for a little bit, and then he's like, I'm gonna take you to a spot. I'm expecting like, this is a very scenic town, like for my non-subscribers, or for my people who are subscribers, but we don't follow each other on anything. This is a very scenic town that I went to school in. San Marcos is a very beautiful town. So I'm expecting to be like on an overlook, like with a view, you know, something that's just pretty. We went to some rundown, rugged apartments, half a mile down the street from me. He parked near the dumpster. So in my head, I'm like, cute, really cute. So we're just talking, we're vibing. We went to Sonic and got drinks. I forgot to mention that. We would always go to Sonic and get a fucking drink. So we go to Sonic, we get these drinks, we're just sitting there talking, we're chilling, you know, cool vibes, you know, good energy. And despite what I had said to him about cars and public stuff, somehow I found his body parts in my mouth. Can you believe it? I couldn't. I still can't, honestly. But you know, there was no going back at that point. Like I had to commit, and I had to rock his world. I did. So I did that, and then, you know, he takes me home. He was looking to do a little bit more, but I really was not like, I don't know if any of you have ever done it in a car, but it is a workout. And he was like 6'4", and I have thighs. So there wasn't room for us to have like really done what I feel like he wanted to do. So I was like, absolutely not. So he drops me off, and we would like keep hanging out and stuff. Eventually he would like come in my house and, you know, we ended up doing what lovers do. Let me tell you, best I've ever had. Like, hands down. Best I have ever had in my life. I don't see anyone topping it. It's not realistic because it wasn't just sex. We made love. We had a connection, okay? We really built a friendship, and then we went into all the other stuff. So, you know, we were getting into it and whatever. And I think he had pissed me off one day because he had just been a little MIA. So I was like, I'm not about to go down this road with him anymore. So he texted me one day and he was like, hey, I'm about to come pick you up. I was like, no, you're not. And he was like, be ready in 5. And I'm like, okay, I'll be ready. Like a dumb bitch. So, oh my gosh. He comes and picks me up. We end up going back to the apartments that he took me to like that first time. And, you know, again, did what lovers do. But this time, something very peculiar happens. His phone rings, which was so uncommon. Like, looking back now, that thing had to be on Do Not Disturb or off the whole time because his phone never rang like once. Not a text, not a Snapchat, not an Instagram, not a Twitter notification, nothing. Like, his phone was never getting any activity on it. So someone's calling him and I'm like, I'm not even thinking about it because like we're in the middle of something, quite literally. And the next thing I know, my eyes are like, you know, in the back of my head, I'm in ecstasy, I'm on cloud 9. The next thing I know, I hear him say hello. And I'm like, what? Who's he talking to? Me? So like I start talking back, like my eyes are still closed. And then I hear him say, no, I'm not doing nothing. I was like, you're not? Because the bottom half of my body would beg to differ. And hell, even the upper half would beg to differ. So he stays on the phone for like a minute. And so I like push him out of me because I'm like, it's really uncomfortable for us to be in the middle of this and you're on the phone. Like it's actually weird. It's very weird because I'm like, who the hell could you be talking to? I'm like, if it's your parents, that's like peak weird and I'll never speak to you again. If it's your friends, why? Like, why are your friends? I don't know. So he gets on the phone and I'm like, who was that? And he's like, my girl. I was like, oh, like your homegirl, like your friend. And he's like, no. I was like, who? Who was it? He was like, my girlfriend. I was like, what? You have a what? And then I'm like, whoa, you just answered your girlfriend. Oh, you were in me? So I was honestly baffled. Like I was wholeheartedly baffled. I was like, what do you mean you have a girlfriend? Like it wasn't clicking. It wasn't connecting. Like I really thought this man was playing with me. Still do to this day. So I'm like, what do you mean you have a girlfriend? And he just was looking at me with the dumbest look on his face. And I was like, you know what? Don't even worry about it. I get out of the car. Like when we get back to my place, I was like, take me home. So I get out of the car, storm out. I was like, bro, fuck you. So then I like went to sleep. I was just pissed. And so I wake up the next day and I was like, nah, like I'm gonna let him have it. So I text him and I was just like, how dare you like not tell me you had a girlfriend? Like, I know that some people are like that and they will not give a fuck that you have a girlfriend, but if I feel that way, at least let me make that choice. Like you can't make that choice for me to decide that I'm gonna be a homewrecker. And I'm like, how could you do this to your girlfriend? And he's just like, you know, nobody understands it, nobody gets it. And so we had never really talked about sexuality because I kind of just assumed it wasn't straight. I think I'd had enough evidence to conclude that he was not a straight man. Our many rendezvous were kind of leading me to that conclusion. And so he explained to me that he was not someone who would date a man, but he would have sex with a man, and so therefore he was straight. And I was trying to explain to him that sexuality is literally rooted in who you have sex with. Like, And then another thing that I had to really like get on him about was how unsafe and unsanitary it was for you to be having sex with multiple people. I'm not trying to expose myself, but I'm trying to be transparent. Having unprotected sex with multiple people, it's dangerous. You said fuck me. Literally and figuratively. You said fuck me. So I decide like I'm just gonna put the situation on ice, but I'm like, what would your girlfriend think like if she found out? Because obviously she's not gonna take it well to know that you've been out here having sex with men. Like even if you say that you're not a gay man, you're not a bisexual man because you can never date a man, I just still don't think your girlfriend will be too keen on the idea of you being out here and, you know, breaking backs. So he tells me that he just can't break up with his girlfriend because he can't hurt her. And I was like, you don't think this is hurting her? Like, you don't think if she was to know this, like, she would be hurt? Because I think she'd be gutted. And the next thing I know, I like literally lost contact with him for a few days. I'm at work, making my coin at work. So minor detail I forgot to mention. Old boy was from San Antonio. And if you know me and my relationship with that city, you know that I hate it. I hate its people. I hate its traffic. I hate its infrastructure. Nothing good ever came from San Antonio, Texas. Nothing. So with that being said, I'm at work one day, earning a living like I always do. I'm a working boy. And I get a number from a San Antonio number. I get a call from a San Antonio number, I'm sorry. And it was like once I saw San Antonio, Texas at the bottom, shit clicked in that minute for me. So I was like, oh shit, like, here it is. So I was really cool with my manager. I was like, hey girl, like I'm gonna have to go to the back real quick and take this. And she was like, oh yeah, no problem, go ahead and go. So I get on the phone and I say hello, and the girl's like, hello? Like I can tell she's confused that my ass has answered the phone. And so I'm just like, who is this? And so she tells me her name, and she's, so she tells me her name and everything, and I'm like, do I know you? Like, what is the connection here? And she's like, I think I have the wrong number. I'm like, who are you looking for? Like, what's going on? I'm like, let's get this over with, because I know why you're calling. And she's like, do you have a girlfriend? So I was like, oh shit. I was like, do I expose this man and out him? Or do I just snap in and turn on my Denzel Washington and act my way out of this? It was really fuck him, but I just feel like coming out is someone's personal journey, and I didn't want to take that from him, even though he was really shitty and irresponsible with how he handled the situation. So I was like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna, just ruin her image of him. So I pretended to be my own girlfriend. Me. I pretended I had a girlfriend. It's crazy, right? So she's like, yeah, so I think your girlfriend and my boyfriend are messing around with each other. I'm like, what? What? I'm like, do you have like proof? And she's like, yeah, I have like all their text messages and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, ooh, shit, we were texting. And we were sending each other pictures. My thing with this though is like, the pictures I sent him, I feel like you could see that it wasn't a woman. I felt that way myself personally. And I was like getting a little too caught up into that situation. I didn't know what to say next. So then I was like, mind you, I told the girl I was at work. And then I was like, she asked to talk to my girlfriend or something. I was like, oh, she just got out of the shower. Like, lie's not even making sense. Like, I just told you I was at work, and now I'm telling you my girlfriend can't come to the phone because she's in the shower. And she was believing it, like, to my knowledge. So I was like, oh, shit. So then I text this Oompa Loompa bitch, and I'm like, hey, your girlfriend just called me. Minutes before this, the girlfriend was like, hey, I'll send you, like, the evidence, the proof. Just send me your number. Again, not clicking to her, like, why would I be on someone else's phone? And if it was true, why wouldn't I just go and look at her at my girlfriend's messages? Like, nothing was clicking for her in real time. So I was like, I feel bad, but you're not trying. Like, you're not trying to piece this together. And it's really kind of like frustrating because now I've committed to not outing this man. Like, I've committed to that for my own sake. So I text him. I was like, hey, your girlfriend just called me. Like, question mark, question mark, question mark. And he, you know what he said? Do you want to know what he fucking said? I about almost, I don't know what I was going to do. But the world was almost over. He said, LOL, what'd she say? Are you fucking kidding me? I just sat here and crafted a lie to this girl at work. I've been on the phone with this girl for 20 minutes at work. Excusing you. And it's not even the what she said. It was that LOL. You led with LOL. You couldn't even finish your sentence with LOL. But it was so damn funny to you that the LOL had to come first, right? So I went the fuck off. Like, when I got off work, because I was like, you know what? These bitches here at work don't need to be my business like this. They've already gotten enough. So I go home. I go off. I was like, just leave me the fuck alone. Like, especially if you're still with your girlfriend, leave me alone. I was like, people like you are what give this entire community a bad stigma, bad name, because for you to be moving this shiesty and this grimy, it was so unparalleled and unheard of and unspoken for me. So he hits me up like maybe a week later. Mind you, I said, leave me alone if you are still in a relationship. So when he hits me up, I'm like, oh, he's out of a relationship. He's like, do you think we can talk? I was like, sure, we can talk. Because sometimes my dumb ass is like, I need closure. You know, closure. We all know what closure is. Closure is just an excuse to get closer to the person again so you can have sex with them again or get back in the relationship and start the toxic cycle again. Closure is for you. Remember that. Closure is for you. Right there. So he comes over, and then one thing leads to another, and we're in the backseat of his car again. And his girlfriend calls again. And I'm like, oh, thinking it's some end of relationship stuff, like, hey, I'm coming to get my stuff. You know, just one more, like, a bitch fuck you phone call. Like, I can't believe you did this. Like a drunk phone call or something. He's talking about, I'll be there in 45. I almost punched him in his face. But because he was so much bigger than me, I think he actually would have whooped my ass. So, you know, life is about reading the room and knowing yourself. And I knew in that moment, I would not have won that fight. So I had to restrain myself. And I was so upset. I was so fucking upset. I didn't even, like, I got played again. Like, you know, he's just getting all the sex in the world that he wants. You know, he told me mine was better. But he's getting all the sex in the world. This girl, and then I asked him, I said, so, like, how did you and your girl get past this? Y'all ready for this? He said he told her that he had been letting his friend use his phone. And she believed it. I never want to be in a situation where I'm like that digmatized by someone. Although I will say, like, one of my my time with this man is what led to the simp in me being born. Because I ignored a lot of red flags. I did a lot of dumb shit for this man. I let this man do a lot of dumb shit to me. And in turn, I took that into so many situations and relationships after the fact. The moral of the fucking story is, if you're in the closet, please come the fuck out. Because you complicate everything for everyone else. Everyone else. And the thing is, I was minding my business. Again, as I always am. You made a profile on one of these dating apps to get my attention. You got it. And then you wasted my time. You wasted your time. And you are still wasting your girlfriend's time. Yes, they are still together. Yeah. And they've been together since they were like 12 or 13, he was telling me. So like, I understand that like she probably just doesn't know anything other than him, but like, that's stupid. That's ignorant. It's not gonna go anywhere. Yeah, no, I don't know, but that is the story of how I became an accidental homewrecker. I felt so low and dirty after it. Yeah, because what the fuck? I never want to be that person if I have anything to do with it. I have been that person a few times, but people lie. Stop lying. Why do y'all lie? If you tell the truth, there are people who will go along with it. People who don't care. Go find them. Go find them. And y'all be happy. But me, and this good over here, I want monogamy. So yes, that is my story. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hey guys, just a reminder to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you really liked our content, share it with a friend.